NotebookLM is amazing, but you haven't seen anything yet. Today we're going to cover new cool things that NotebookLM can do. This is the Daily AI Experiment. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Lori. How you doing today, Lori?
I'm doing super, and I can't wait to see what you have uncovered with NotebookLM, because I think I've just scratched the surface with that tool, because I just got so excited about the audio overviews or the podcast conversation stuff, so I'm really excited about what you're going to share.
Yeah, and I think there's more in that side of things, the podcast side, that we didn't quite uncover yet, but this is totally different, and it really I learned that NotebookLM has some really amazing tools and capabilities built in, and I think it was really built from an academic perspective, based on the kind of tools that I uncovered. So if you're in academia, this is going to be amazing. I've stunned you into silence, have I? Yeah.
You lost me with academia.
Well, there is all, get that. So I'm just going to, give me a second. I'm going to call up my screen. I forgot to do that ahead of time, but everyone's patient around here. You're such nice folk.
I got a drum roll going.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So let me get rid of a few tabs here. And what I've done here is I've done a search on the history of AI, because I thought that was really fascinating. I couldn't believe all the items that came up. There's some stuff here by various companies. Coursera has one. Of course, Wikipedia's here. And then there's a bunch of videos. And guess what? We might use a lot of this. So let's go ahead and go to NotebookLM. And that's at notebooklm.google.com, in case you forgot. And let's go ahead and create a new notebook. And so, as you recall, we can choose files from our desktop, but we can also choose links from the internet. So let's start with a website link. And here's that. And now I'm going to grab this one from Wikipedia, if I can find it. There it is. History of art. So I'm just going to right click on that, and I'm going to copy the link. Address, and hopefully it won't change it up at all. That looks great. And we're going to insert that. So now we've added a source, but I'm not happy with that. I want a bunch of sources. Here's a history. That's great. Now I'm going to add another source, and this time I'm going to grab one of these YouTube videos. Let's scroll down to one of these. Let's see. That's 6 minutes. That's 1 minute. I'm going to go for the long one here. Now, did we have a problem using... sometimes it doesn't transcribe it. Is that correct?
That did happen to us once. Yes.
Okay. Well,
let's see what happens here.
Let's see what happens. So, and we're going to insert that. So, of course, we keep going and going and going. We could add tons and tons of stuff. Now, this is going to take a minute only because it's got to look through that 6 minutes of audio. And you can say, oh, it's done. That's amazing. So I mentioned before that this NotebookLM seems to have an academic, it maybe started with academic applications in mind. Why do I think that? Well, if you look over here on the right, we have things like a study guide, a briefing doc, but this is the one I'm interested in, is the timeline. So I've got all this content in here, and I could ask some questions. We could, of course, do an audio interview on the content, but let's start with just a briefing doc. So let's get a brief understanding of the history of artificial intelligence. So it's generating that note. Hopefully that won't take too long. I'm going to take a sip of decaffeinated coffee.
I'm going to have caffeinated coffee. Oh, I just realized there's a swear word on my mug. I better turn it around.
Yes. Okay. Here's the detailed briefing document. So that's great. That's really easy, right? So what you learn here is like you can just dump in a bunch of publicly available content, and then you can create your own. Really, you're creating your own courseware, right? So that's pretty neat. So we could go through. It talks about this different stuff and all this. But now look what I can do if I can get back to Studio. Now, by the way, that's now a note, and that's new content that's being accessed. I love this one. How about a timeline that's going to create a timeline? So we're generating a new note. And I've got a super surprise for you in a second.
I can't wait. I think what's interesting too that you pointed out is sometimes navigating, like to know that Studio is your way back to this page, I think was a great thing to demonstrate as well. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, what do I click to get back to where I was?
Right. I mean, it's funny because Google is really one of the kings of user interfaces, but this tool, it's so, for a little history of this tool, it was created by a small group. So you might know this, but 20% of your time at Google can be used on your own personal projects. It might not be 20 anymore. It used to be 20% of your time. So use it on your own project. Someone just decided that this was a project worth pursuing. They were doing it on their project time, and they brought it to the forefront, and everyone just went, that's amazing, and glommed onto it. And it became really kind of an important piece of what Google's working on, and they provided a lot of support to make it really work. So now we've got the history. Here's a timeline, a detailed timeline of main events. Antiquity, medieval period, 17th century, early calculating machines, early 20th century. We got Gödel, Turing, and Church's work on incompleteness. We've got the 1940s. We've got all this stuff. Okay, so I think this is pretty doggone cool. Really useful, but one thing it's not very visual. And so I'm going to dive into something. Correct. Hopefully the free version of what I'm going to dive into. I've never even used this tool before, but I heard about it and I thought this is a perfect application. So let's go ahead and we're going to go to a site called Napkin. Are you familiar with this? NotebookLM?
No, I'm not. Napkins for me are something that I use to have with dinner, lunch.
That's right. This is almost like that, Lori, but not quite. I don't know. Oh, no. Think about it. You draw a drawing on the back of a napkin.
Oh, get visuals from your text. Napkin. Yeah.
So can get an idea. So I don't even have an account here. So we're all going to be patient. But get an idea of where we're going here. We just created a history timeline.
Is this where we get to see all your passwords?
Thank goodness, no. But you do now. Everyone knows my email address. Don't email. I mean, you can email. I get so much spam. If you saw my email, you would laugh. I've got 450,000 unread messages.
I do too. You know why? Because I keep signing up for stuff because I'm curious, and you know what I mean. And to get that information from these companies or learn about them, what do you give up? You give up your email.
That's right. They say, well, how come I don't have to pay for the product? Because you are the product.
You are the product.
Okay, what are you planning to do? Let's do a presentation. Thanks, Dan. We're all set to create your first navigation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this content. By the way, I could convert it to a source, and now it becomes part of my, so notebook. I'm creating a notebook, or you could think of it as a tool, a lesson.
So if you click convert to source, does it go into the left side, right, with all of your sources?
Yes. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to jump over here to napkin, create my first napkin. I would like to paste it. I'm going to paste it.
I do love the name napkin because isn't this where some of the best ideas start from? People just writing ideas down on a napkin.
Yeah. So let's see. History of AI. Not OI. AI. Not AO either. Okay. Generate visual by clicking the blue button. Oh, you mean the one that you're in front of?
Yeah, that's funny. How did you find Napkin, Dan?
I saw it on a YouTube video.
How do you find, are there search terms you're using when you are looking at YouTube, or what ideas do you have for people who, like you, are curious and may want to find tools like this?
Yeah. So
And I
I
interrupted
find
you.
no, no, no. No, Lori. We're friends. This is just between two friends. All those thousands of people watching, they can wait. Anyhow, so anyhow, I like show and tell stuff myself. So I look for people who are talking about new products and things like that. I like
Mm-hmm.
AI news. I use AI Grid to find out what's new, and but that's less show and tell and more talking. So, by the way, I hit the button. I'm kind of thinking this graphic should be. Oh, here we are.
Oh.
So we've got this one. Very nice, academic. Look at this one, though.
You did this for free.
I did this for free. And I could generate more. You know what? Obviously, the first one was the most useful,
Yeah.
right?
Easiest to follow, made the most sense. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to click to validate. Oh, now I got more choices. Oh, I like colors, obviously.
Me too.
Oh, I like the. Oh,
That's kind of neat too.
yeah. So because I picked something, it drilled down into that idea, which is really cool. These icons are kind of killing me, though. A lot of brain.
Now, is there a way to have a conversation with these here to say, hey, I want these colors, or I want to delete this particular milestone, you know what I mean, or hide it? Or is it, here's what you get? Or can you edit these?
There's a lot of choices here. I'm going to pick one and see
Okay.
what happens next. Okay. I do
Okay.
like the ones in the with the centered
Yeah.
thing. I'm going to pick this
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm here and I do have some. So what happens if I pick the rook or the knight? I'm sorry. I can change colors. I can change the outline size and thickness. Oh, so I think a robot would be a better solution. Nice,
You
huh?
can change icons.
So yeah, I've got a lot of control. It's very nice.
And I'm looking
I
down
can
there. You've got a little pen. Can you switch images, add text?
So the image I think might be something different, like a background image or something.
Ah.
Import an image, or maybe it could just be anywhere. Like if I wanted an image just sitting here
Yeah.
of
Oh,
Mr. Turing. Do you know Turing's first name? I bet it's
does it
like
start with an A?
I don't know why. Adolf
Adam.
Ambrose.
It's like Adam or Alan. I think it's Alan.
Okay, let's find out. We could ask here.
Yeah.
What was Turing's?
Hey, if I get this right, I think it was in a crossword puzzle recently. Do I get a prize?
Yes, of course. Oh my gosh! Lori!
This is what comes from playing a lot of crossword puzzles.
That's amazing. What kind of crossword puzzles you do? Oh my gosh,
The New York Times games, they're very addicting. I actually took a break from it over the last week. I found it to be very healthy.
But you're a little dumber for it.
Yeah. It took me 2 guesses to get the name.
Okay. So I just think this is amazing. I have no idea what to do with this now. I can download it, or I can download it. So I can export it. I'm tempted to clipboard it, but I'm going to download it too because I don't know if I can find my way back. And what can I do? Can I add it? Now, it's not really a source, but I would like to add graphics to my notes or whatever.
You know how many timelines I had to build working in IT and how ugly they were? Manually doing those, because you wanted to show, like, look at everything we've built for our client, right, in the last 12 months. That would have saved me so much time.
Okay, look, see what we can do here. I'm pasting. Look at that! So now it's part of a note. I can, incorporate it later into my study guide if I'm creating a study guide. That's really nice. So that's what I did today. I created I've got all the pieces to create a really cool, it could be an article I post on LinkedIn. It could be something I did in my classroom. I could create a little ebook. I could do anything with it. I've just in just a matter of minutes, I've created something that's visually appealing, absolutely 100% unique, and what can I say?
This is outstanding because in ChatGPT, they're used to, back in the old days of ChatGPT, remember when you could connect to things and there was some diagram tool? And I don't know, they came out looking, is janky an okay word to use, but they just didn't look great. This is unbelievable. The results are so much better than what was just months ago.
Right. And, if you have content and you want to create some visual representation, Napkin seems to be absolutely amazing for that. I'm a little curious what their price point is or how many frees you get and all that stuff.
Right.
I'm a free pro beta plan. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know. I'm signing up.
You should. Maybe it's free until they get it. Maybe they're just in beta. All pro features are free while Napkin is in beta.
I'm going in because I have a milestone timeline chart in my training presentation. And I kind of stopped keeping it up after like 2023. And so it really needs to be updated. And I think this is going to be the way to do it. And I am very excited.
I'm excited too. I think it's cool. One thing, it's like visuals matter, right? Especially if you're conveying complex information. And so I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. I do a fair amount of LinkedIn posts. Maybe I could up my game a little bit. You can obviously put those in as the headline or the thumbnail image for your LinkedIn post, or you could create an article and then you could use it for that too. So there's a lot of ways this could be incorporated into my work schedule to kind of up my game a little bit.
Yep. You've totally given me many ideas for some of my upcoming trainings of how to incorporate this, maybe even in study guides or FAQs or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't dump all your content, and it's, to be quite honest, I don't even know any of the history yet. So I haven't gone through it, but I could go through it and identify, well, I want to kind of lean more this way. And then I could go out and find content for that, drag it in here to NotebookLM and do a really stand-up job, I think, of conveying the history of AI. And I'm actually I think I'm going to finish this and I'm going to post it in my LinkedIn profile and see how many views I get.
Dan, that was outstanding. Seriously, I want to say goodbye just so I could go use it.
Yeah, well, you're on for another 30 seconds, so hold your horses, lady. Anyhow, What else is up? You're up tomorrow, and we talked about Friday. By the way, everybody, we do a Friday live event. We call it the Happy Hour. We're actually in the same space, so we get to, you know, have the same background. Basically, that's funny. And then what else? It's going to be go to the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see when the live is coming up, and it'll be Friday. We should probably give a time, but we're still working out the kinks. I have to drive like forever and a mile, so but
And it is a holiday week, so I don't know.
True, and we're doing our best, people. So just so you know. And then
today was great.
Oh, thank you. I know Lori has some cool stuff she's going to share on Friday. That's why I brought up Friday. So, from her journeys.
But I will say, I don't know, for tomorrow, that napkin is going to be hard to beat.
Anyway, it was kind of a last minute thought, to be quite honest. But that's what experiments are, right? You throw the noodle at the wall and see if it sticks.
And when you join and listen with us, right, you're as surprised as we are by the outputs oftentimes, because we're also seeing it for the first time with you.
Right. I mean, it's like we're like you all. We have lives and jobs and things that we're trying to accomplish and stuff. And so we come here fresh and, in a sort of, fresh and ready to experiment. So anyhow, by the way, if you haven't liked and subscribed, we need you to do that. We get all kinds of perks from YouTube if we have enough subscribers, like the ability to do live. Somehow we were able to do it with less than the requisite number. But we need that, and it helps our channel. It helps us grow. We can do cool things, but we need your help to do it. And we want to keep providing you inspirations. And hopefully it's not just what we're talking about, but it's our approach to AI, how you can maybe pull back the curtain for yourself, doing the sorts of things that Lori and I are doing that open the door to this amazing and really world-changing technologies. That's my thoughts.
Well stated.
All right. Well, everyone have a great day. And thanks again, Lori. You keep me motivated because I know you're going to come up with something better than I did